Hi, this is Makona Spokane, the leader and the founder of the Young Men Empowerment Forum. I want to deal with a very important topic today that speaks about things that money cannot buy in your life as a young man. Things that money cannot buy for you in your life as a young man. These are the things that you definitely need, but money cannot buy. And I want to start with part one today, and I hope this will help you. And I want to deal with two things today only, and I hope that will be very important for you to learn out of this, be able to use this, and know very well as a young man that there are things in your life that money cannot buy. I know everybody is very desperate for money, and I know everybody think that money solves all things, and money is the ultimate. But there are things in your life that money cannot buy, and you need those things. And there are people that realize when they know that money cannot buy these things, and they start working their lives towards this. And many become successful because they know that money cannot buy, but these are very key things in their lives. And as I said, I want to deal with two things. So let me start today with manners. I want to speak about manners. Now, manners are behaviors. Manners are just the frame of mind, how you do things. Manners are behaviors, behavioral traits that are together formulating a way of living. And manners are things that we learn from our own homes as we grow. And that's very important. But when we speak about manners, we speak about respect. We're speaking about ability to honor other people. We're speaking about how you deal with people around you. And that becomes very important, that we speak about that you cannot buy manners with money. Now, some of the young men are actually coming from very, very civil families, very good families. The families that taught them manners, families that developed them into respecting people and honoring people in this life and respecting life in general as well. And you're coming from very structured family. But along the way, you meet peers, friends, maybe at school, wherever you are, and you meet people that really take you away from the manners that you had from the parental homes. And you start following the peers and friends, and they start teaching you wrong things in your life. And you find that all of a sudden, you don't have manners anymore while you had manners. And I must emphasize that some of you, your own parents are actually surprised of who you are. And they get embarrassed actually of your behavior because that's not what they taught you. Now, as a young man, I'm saying this, that is very important, that you keep the manners that you were taught at home. Good manners and good behavior, because that's very important. Because for you now to gel into the community where you are, to live amongst people. Because remember, life is about associating with people. Life is about fellowshipping with people. Now, without actually relationship with people, life becomes inadequate. And that is the reason why, if you're going to associate with people, therefore, you're going to need to have manners. And these are things that you cannot buy with money. You may be coming from a very rich family sometimes, or maybe as a young man, you are actually privileged enough to be having money right now. But I want to emphasize that you may not be able to buy manners with money, because manners cannot be bought with money. And I'm emphasizing this because it's very important that as young men, we develop manners from a very young age, because it's difficult actually to change later if you don't learn manners. But manners are developed from parents, as I've said. If we listen to our parents from the very young age and respect them and honor what they are saying and keep the principles that they are teaching us, and that's going to develop good manners in us. But I must emphasize as well that in some communities is whereby we talk about everyone is your parent. Now, when you respect the elderly people in the community, remember, these are the people that have lived this life. These are the people that knows the ropes of life. So therefore, whatever advice that they give you is because they are experienced in that. They know exactly what life is about. And that is why never ignore the instructions of the elderly people. Never ignore the instructions of your parents, because that's the only way you're going to develop manners. Listening ear, therefore, becomes very important, but not only listening ear, but ability to obey. It becomes very, very key, because that's the only way you're going to learn manners, by being taught by the people that have been there in life before. And I'm saying this because it's very important that we learn and develop manners from the word go. Now, secondly, the other thing that you cannot buy with money is morals. And I want to take it up and say morals, because morals are actually developed by manners. When you start to develop manners, it becomes actually the building blocks of morals, because morals are actually developed by respect of law and principles. And this also comes by knowledge of the law, knowledge of the principles. You learn that, and you listen actually when you're being taught the laws and principles. It could be some behaviors of life that you're being taught by elderly people. Well, when you start to learn that, that actually shapes you up into having good morals, because that shapes you, that makes you, and that starts by being taught and therefore learning. And when you have learned and therefore develop behavior out of your learning. Now, I want to emphasize the fact that it is very important, therefore, if you want to develop morals, to be teachable from the word go. And people that are not teachable cannot develop good morals, cannot have morals at all, because they're actually learning and picking up things from the street. Now, I want to emphasize once more as a young man that please rely on your own family to teach you in the beginning, and listen and have teachable spirit and teachable mind as well. Learn the principles that you have been taught, because that will help you to develop good morals. Now, morals also develop from communities. I must emphasize that there are communities that have got very good morals in approach of life, whereby, for an example, stealing is unacceptable, or else even robbery is unacceptable. So because of that, and this is the morals of the society, and when it's the morals of that community that you are in, it actually filters down to individuals. And therefore, you know, as a young man, that you'll be ostracized if you are not keeping the morals of the society. And that is very, very important. This you cannot buy with money. But this is going to come by you intentionally telling yourself, I'm going to align myself to the principles of life and the morals of the society. I'm going to learn from the elderly people that are teaching me, and I'm going to listen and be able to transform and change. And this is something that you must intentionally make up your mind to say, I want to develop morals, and I'll practice good morals at all times. Because remember, good morals becomes therefore the conscience that you have, the key of life that you have, that will actually help you to choose from right and wrong. When you're faced up with a situation, you're going to actually make a decisions by choosing right and wrong appropriately in the right place. People that cannot choose from right and wrong, particularly, is because either their conscience is dead, they don't have morals, and therefore they are actually doing wrong even when they're supposed to do right, and they don't care about it, because for them doing wrong doesn't really matter. But I want to urge you as a young man that you prioritize the fact that you need good morals. You respect people, you honor people, and you make sure that you actually take the route of honoring each and everyone who's teaching you and become a better person in your life. What morals do, they develop you into somebody who is of a great character. Because remember, these are stepping stones of developing something in you. You become somebody who becomes honorable later. Because somebody without good morals cannot be honorable. And that is why many people, they lose actually even respect from other people, that nobody considers you and nobody honors you anymore because of the type of morals that you have. When you don't have morals, then nobody will honor you for that. And I want to emphasize this as a young man, that this must be a priority in your life, that you garner morals and also make sure that you've got manners as well. And the two goes together, and they will shape your life to become a better person, of course. I want to end up here today. Your host, Mike Spokane. Thank you very much for listening to us and being part of this great topic, and I hope you've learned out of it. So please don't forget as well to subscribe to our YouTube channel and make sure that you click that notification button so that you can be notified when we post videos next time. And may the good Lord bless you. And cheers for now.